I'm Tim Herrera with the Sacramento County Office of Education, here with another Teacher of the Year profile. We're lucky enough to sit down now with John Castro, who is one of 2 Teachers of the Year from the Sacramento City Unified School District. Welcome.
Thanks for having me.
So tell us a little bit about yourself. Tell us where you teach. Tell us what you teach.
I teach at Earl Warren Elementary School in Sacramento City Unified School District. I actually teach the 4th, 5th, and 6th grades, so I loop with my class. So I'll keep the students for 3 years. I completed 2 loops so far. I just started my 3rd one. So I've only really had 3 classes in 7 years, and it's fantastic because we really build that relationship and get a good chance to get to know the kids.
And now what is that like when you get a child and you keep that student through several years?
Oh, I love it. I mean, I get them as beginning of the year 4th graders, and by the time they're end of the year 6th graders, they've completely changed. It allows me to build really strong relationships with the kids. So my first loop of students is about to graduate high school, so I have some of them coming back. You know, I need help with college graduation or applications and so on. My second loop is in middle school, so we have reunions and we get to hang out and get to know them. And then my current students, so I really love it. And getting to know 3 years of curriculum as a teacher is really beneficial because I know where they're going. So in 4th grade, I can start steering them to 5th and 6th grade curriculum here and there when I get a chance. And I think it's really helped them be more successful.
How important is it for you as a teacher to have that kind of a strong relationship with a student?
It's my #1 priority. At my school, we do the parent-teacher home visit program. I make it a point to visit every student's home if they'll allow me to attend. We talk about getting to know the family, where are you from, that kind of thing. We don't really talk about school matters as much, and that builds that strong relationship, and the parents after that are so much more likely to come in and talk to me, or I give out my cell phone number to all my kids so that they can call me anytime they need me and so on.
And what about the strong relationship with those families over the years?
Yeah, I see the families. Sometimes I'll be out and about shopping. I'll see some of the families, and that strong relationship, instead of just walking by them and not saying anything, hey, how you doing? Chat, catch up. I have a bunch of siblings. I'll end up with if I know a sibling is coming up in 3 years, I make it my goal to get them to be put in my class if I can, so then I can continue that relationship. So it's been really powerful.
So what are some special things you do in your classroom to motivate kids? If you've got kids over the same for a long period of time, do you have to keep coming up with new tricks to really get their attention?
Definitely. I've earned my master's in educational technology. That's a passion of mine. So I use a lot of the technology we have at my school, projectors and smart boards and that kind of thing. But I also have the kids create their own photo stories. We've done video, we've done websites, we've done PowerPoints, plays. So I always change it up each year because I don't want it to get stagnant. I want the kids to come in and say, oh, we've already done that. So each year I have some new things I try out. And what's cool about the technology is every year there's new things that come out. So I'll hear of something and right away I think, okay, how can I get that into my classroom? And a lot of the times the kids bring in their own ideas. When we did these dramatic plays once, the kids were like, hey, we want to do a play and we'll use PowerPoint for background and we'll do sound effects, and they brought that idea to me. So I think listening to the students and their interests is extremely important because I feel like I'm there to serve them, and I'm there to it's my goal to make the curriculum interesting for them. If you do that, you get buy-in and the kids love to be there.
Well, you become a facilitator as well as an instructor, and it really, they get that buy-in.
Right, and especially from the 4th to 6th grade. In 4th grade, I have, I'm doing a lot of the facilitating. I mean, I'm really in the mix. My goal is by the end of 6th grade that they're completely independent. They're ready to go to middle school. They pretty much run the show. I'm there to keep an eye on them, make sure everything's going well, help them when I can. But it's very interesting to see that shift from really dependent students at first to completely independent students, and then hearing them go to middle school, and most of my kids are doing really well, and they come back and tell me is very gratifying.
So when you've got those students who are going off to college, that's got to be gratifying that they come back to you for help still.
Yeah, it has been very gratifying. I've been helping a student with her application, and just the fact that she came back to ask me was really touching. I was like, wow, this is great that she trusts me enough to do that. And I'm glad some of the messages I tried to send out to them have stuck.
Now, how long have you been a teacher?
This is going to be, just finished my 7th year. I'm going into my 8th year.
So even in that relatively short amount of time, teaching has changed so much, especially the technology part.
Definitely the technology, and I've also noticed much more focus on data-driven instruction, which I love. Our district has a data director, and once we submit our unit assessments and so on, we get that feedback, and I'm able to examine the data and use that to differentiate my instruction for the kids. I also like to use the kids as mini teachers. So one thing I do is I might be working with a small group of struggling students and have the other kids partnered up, and they know which standards they need the most help on and where their strengths and weaknesses are. And I've actually shown some of my leaders how to design their own little curriculum for their partners. And it's really amazing to see that they'll come up with creative solutions that I would have never thought of, and them implementing it and seeing their partner be successful. They get a good feeling from that, and it also helps them use their critical thinking skills and coming up with ways on how to best design the curriculum for their partner.
And what happens with those student leaders when you give them more responsibility? How do you see them grow?
I definitely, I've had a lot of student leaders who might be shy and bashful come out of their shell. They come to me with a lot more ideas. They feel able to take those risks. Say, hey, Mr. Castro, we heard about this. Maybe we can come up with something for that. In my 6th grade, I know some of them, we went and planted trees as a community service thing, and one of them had heard that idea and came to me with that. We helped clean up the school and just little things like that. But seeing them step up and feeling more willing to approach me, because sometimes as a teacher, I forget that being the teacher is kind of intimidating for a kid sometimes to come up and talk to you. But to know that we're open, our communication is fantastic.
You get to a certain point when you have a long relationship with those students over several years, it's almost like you're part of their family.
Yeah, definitely. I've had students call me dad before. Oh, dad, no, they get mixed up. But yeah, I know a lot of the families, like I said, the siblings. Even though it's summer vacation, I've had lots of students email me and call me and just to chat, or they need help with this. I helped a student set up his email account the other day. So I mean, it's nice to have that, constant communication with them, because that really shows me that they're interested in their learning and they want to do well. And I really think if you give kids an opportunity to do well, they're going to do it.
So what made you become a teacher? What brought you to the profession?
I originally started in architecture. I wanted to do that, and then I remember back to when I had tutored some kids as a college volunteer program, and it was really gratifying. So I decided to take a leap of faith and just changed all my classes, and it's worked out really well. I was in the junior ROTC program at Luther Burbank High School in Sac City, and before that I feel like I was really shy and timid, and they pushed me to be a leader. Like, it was mandatory. I mean, you had to step up, and that had a huge impact on me. If I hadn't been able to do that, I don't think I would have been able to go on to a leadership role like this.
So what would you say to those people who were in a position like you years ago where they're thinking about teaching, they're not sure? What would you tell them?
If you have a passion for it and you're willing to put in the work, definitely teaching is fantastic. I'm so glad I decided to become a teacher. I know right now it's a tough time for new teachers coming into the profession, but if your heart is there, stick with it, and things will open up, things will get better, and you'll be able to find a good job somewhere.
So what was your response when you found out you were one of the teachers of the year?
How
did you find out? How did they tell you?
The panel for my district came into my classroom. I was just in the middle of a lesson, and they came in with some balloons and a flower and told the class, and we were all cheering. Our class family was really excited, and I was just so honored. I mean, it's just fantastic that to be honored like this, and I'm grateful that my family is able to share with this. It's just a huge thing for our family.
Well, congratulations to you on winning that honor.
Thank you.
We appreciate you being here. We've been speaking with John Castro, who is one of 2 Teachers of the Year for the Sacramento City Unified School District. Thanks for joining us.
All right, thank you for your time.